Lovely, that sounds good.
Hello. I don't know which mics we're on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you really clearly, that's good.
Okay, is it loud enough for you?
I think so. Is that good?
Yeah.
I think I probably speak quieter.
So, these are called lip mics.
They
Just
stop you spraying on
tickle your little hairs on your lip.
it. Okay. Okay.
Is that me? Is that me? Is that me? Like, which one? No, but I want my hair. I want more noise in my ears. Hello, 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 low, 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 low. Hello, hello, hello. I can hear it, but it's not that loud. Turn me up. Okay.
Is this all good? Can you hear me well?
I can hear you better than me. Okay, that's actually, I can hear me.
I can hear you quite well.
You can hear me
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
well. Okay.
Excellent.
So, our voices are very complimentary.
Yeah, well. Yeah, yeah. Excellent. Oh! Yeah. Excellent. Oh, yeah.
If we enjoy this game,
Oh, yeah. I would be here like buzzing anyway, so this is great. Nice.
So we look and we say, it's just like a replay, especially about what was a touch, and you both kind of like over it. So like quick glance there, I'm hoping that it will be not a delay or something like that.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, yeah.
Last time I commentated here, some external crew set up the mic somehow. For the whole first half, I was getting a shock.
You're like, Tom sounds really excited.
At half time, I said to the guy, I said, dude, I'm getting a shock. Oh, maybe we haven't grounded it on. It's fucking pretty hard to get the mic back on the lid. For the whole fucking like rest of the day, I was like. So, are you guys going to pick who you interviewing at the end? Well, whatever. Look, I'm going to tell them, I'm going to leave that to you to speak to Will. He might come to me, but intercept him. And then, look, Trojans are always going to want to chat. I think George Fitzgerald is retired.
I saw that post and I messaged him being like, what are you about? He's my age. I don't know, that's why I messaged him, I'm not sure. Let's just say Neela would be the ideal interview for this game. Yeah. I know, you're like, Terry's coaching today. Yeah, yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome to the third, fourth playoff of the English Korfball League, coming to you from the K2 Arena in Crawley. My name's Tom Brady. I'm here to see a great clash between Trojans and Nomads. I'm joined by Lizzie Ty, captain of Bristol Thunder. You might see her a little bit later on today, but also Ireland International. Lizzie, you know these players. You played against them all through the season. What are you expecting from this game?
Well, obviously I'm hoping for an exciting game. That's what we always want in these medal matches. Both teams have won one of their fixtures during the year. Trojans have got to be the favourite. They'll be surprised not to be in the final today. They've obviously got a massive amount of pedigree. But Nomads have shown that they can upset Trojans. They've shown that they're a good team. This is their second time in 2 years being in the playoffs, and they'll want to come away with a medal, maybe some European Korfball.
Well, I was speaking to one of the Trojans coaches earlier on, Geezer Brooks. He was saying they won bronze and they want to complete the set. We could get hung up talking about the old Trojans that we saw through, win that 10-12 season run. But this is a new team. It's not the same. They've got traces of the old, but with some new players. What new players have excited you for Trojans this year?
Well, I've got to say Luca Battinger's been a brilliant addition to them this year. He's obviously, although very young, a really experienced player. He started at Harrow, actually with me, and has been at Exeter Unis for several years, and then has come back and really taken to the National League great. He's scored a lot of goals, actually looked really good defensively, and I think he's definitely going to be one to watch. Neve Butterworth's also one of their younger players who's been in the squad for quite a long time, but is now getting really consistent game time. So I think those guys actually are probably the future.
I was speaking to SJ Spice, who's their coach, and she was saying that Neve Butterworth, she identified the same two players as up and coming, could make an impact. They're up against a very solid Nomads team. Nomads, always hard to play against. Haven't actually graced the finals for a few years, but they've been there or thereabouts. You can never write them off. Tell to me about the Bell brothers. They are the most obvious, visible symbol of the power that Nomads are bringing. So we got Ollie Bell and Alex Bell. What are you looking to see them do? Because SJ Spice, the coach of Trojan, identified them as the threat. And what else do you expect to see from Nomads that's going to make an impact?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Bell brothers have been in the squad for as long as I can remember, and obviously provide a massive amount of height, rebounding power, control. To be honest, I think the ability of them to kind of retain the ball and assist their girls who drive in off the ball and get a lot of shooting opportunities from it are probably the things to watch. But I imagine there'll be a bit of tussling around the post as well.
Well, yeah, but they're about to get off. It's Neela Brennan for Trojans in black and blue against the red and black traditional of Nomads. So it's Don Brooks, Neela Brennan, Sam Brooks, and there's Don Brooks' number 10. Neela Brennan, first shot of the game. It's not a bad one. That's well picked up by Neve Butterworth as we see the two girls on the inside. Maybe an interesting little start from Trojans.
Well, Neela gets a lot of credit for being a brilliant shooter, which she is, but she's also very good around the post, very clever feed. And you can't really take your eyes off her anywhere near the basket.
Oh, nice little turn from Sam Medcraft. Oh, they turned up with a shot that just sits on the top.
It's a promising start.
And Sam Lee having a good fight with Luca Battinger at the post. And that's Alex Bell on the outside. Nice, strong extension, decent shot, good control from Nomads.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the Bell brothers as well. It's actually on the outside. They're both very good shots. I think they get a little bit pigeonholed as kind of post players, but both of them on the outside are very dangerous.
And that's George Fitzgerald, the Trojans, just breaking things up. Oh, interesting little pass from Don Brooks to Neela Brennan. Our referees today, Paul Jeans there, just giving the signal. And Steve Jones, probably the best two referees that England has turned out in the last 20, 30 years. I don't think I have any problems keeping control of this game. It's going to be a game of skill rather than strength and fouling. And Sam Medcraft almost finds a way through. Catherine Brooks maybe a little bit naughty holding onto the ball there. Referees are happy to let that go.
I know, surprised I didn't see something called there, but I guess they played the advantage. There was a shot on.
Tom Brooks to the post against Ellis Bassam, and the little tip down comes to Ollie Bell. not really moving it around the back, content to set up for the 2-2 in the front. Now they've got a decent 2-2 as Sam Lee cuts in front, and the shot from Sam Medcroft. Well controlled by Alex Bell, and they seem to know what they're doing. They're running a nice, efficient block. They're popping it out to Sam Lee. That's good attacking.
That's a lovely goal.
Structure was good, movement was good, finish was great.
They waited for the right opportunity, and the right opportunity came.
And I mean, neither of these teams will, let's say, be daunted by the occasion. I mean, it's a big occasion. There's over 500 people here watching this finals weekend in the K2 Arena in Crawley. Both experienced teams. The best korfball team will win today, I'm pretty sure.
That's always the hope.
Trojans a little bit slow getting going. Talk a little bit more about that when they're in attack. Little shove from George Fitzgerald onto Alex Bell in the feed, but Nomads do hold on to it. Sam Medcraft, interesting ball across to Sam Lee, gets it back. Trying to just pick up the tempo with the move, and they've ended up with a decent shot from Alex Bell. Sam Lee pulls it down, and it spills for Amy Brand, known formerly as Amy Turner. You'll know her from many a final here in English korfball. Excellent move that ended up with a jumping shot from Dominic Brooks, one of the famous Brooks brothers.
One of the matchups I'll be most interested to watch this end is Libby Thomas in red for Nomads against Neela Brennan. One of their matches in the season, Libby was, I would say, on Neela like a rash is probably a kind way to say it. But Neela, as the coach of Nomads, obviously will have been trying to train her all season.
And in the meantime, Sam Lee drops one in from the side. Nomads 2 goals up. Trojans, they don't mind going down and coming back and looking heroic, but I would imagine that they will not really wanting to see a 50% shooting statistic from Nomads to start with. Okay, a little bit sloppy from George Fitzgerald, well picked off from Nomads on the way into the feed. And there is Libby Thomas, decent shot.
Yeah, she's a young player, but she, I think, really shone at the under-19s this year for England. Obviously, happy to shoot from anywhere on the court.
Ellis Bassam finds herself in a lot of space. Not quite sure where Sam Brooks was. There, his defender. And there's talking through this division. There's the move from Luca Buttinger. Not a great one. We'll have to wait for another spell, then I'll talk you through that attack. So this Trojans attack is kind of rooted around Ollie Bell at the post. He sets up nicely. Libby Thomas passes it back into Abby Golding, and the cheeky little shot from Ollie Bell doesn't go. But they're controlling it well. They're not giving it away. They know what they're doing in terms of, well, they know what they want in terms of the setup. And was that Neve Butterworth that went down?
I think the refs were allowing play to continue, but player on the floor. Eventually, the game does have to stop.
Okay, look, I think she's probably going to play on. She did look in a little bit of distress. Coming up later on today on the England Korfball channel, we've got the promo playoff. Talk a little bit more about that in the second half, and we got the final of the English Korfball League, Bristol Thunder against the champions Beck. That's going to be a great one, so stick around all day. Some great korfball coming up on the English Korfball YouTube channel. That's a good little toss-up between George Fitzgerald and Alex Bell. Alex Bell probably won that out, but he ended up in a poor position. This shot from Catherine Brooks drops kindly for Nomads. Trojans not really getting it together just yet.
I've just not seen the number of shots as I'd expect to see from them. I think normally they're so free-flowing in their attack, kind of lots of hot shooters, but they're able to make opportunities. So I think that, they just need to find a bit of rhythm.
And there's Luca Buttinger. Nice turn, nice shot. George Fitzgerald controls. It's going to be a good battle, I think, Fitzgerald against Bell. They're both kind of like trying to muscle it up at the post, and George steps forward, and if that ball had got through from Catherine Brooks, that might have been interesting, but now she ends up with a shot from decent range and well pulled down by Nomads.
I mean, Catherine Brooks, obviously brilliant, really experienced player. I think her preference seems to be driving forwards, but she can shoot from the outside if given the chance, and so I probably wouldn't want to be letting her have those if I was her defender.
It was a nice little moment there with a loose ball, and Libby Thomas just beating Neela Brennan just with a step of it. I mean, I've been following Neela since she was a kid playing for the Crystal Palace School of Excellence. She has graced this pitch and done very well for England, but now she's got this challenge of this new young under-19 player that's breaking her way into the top levels of English korfball. In the meantime, the penalty goes to Amy Brand for Trojans. For Trojans' first goal, yes, 3-1. Overhand technique.
I know, she's been doing that for a long time to good effect.
Well, so long as it goes in, let's not be snobbish about the style of shooting.
Absolutely.
So we're back to the original setup. Alex Bell at the post, strong, nice little step back. George Fitzgerald maybe just went to sleep just a little bit, and it took Luca Buttinger to come in over the top and to pull that collection down. What I like about Neela Brennan is she directs the play very well. She holds it high in that 2 hands, and the pass is good. She's always available for a pass, and that was an excellent line taken by Ollie Bell, and he just made it difficult for Dominic Brooks, and that wasn't the best attack we're going to see from Trojans today.
As I say, both teams really trying to set up with a 2-2, largely with the girls on the outside, so quite similar in some ways, but
probably sitting a little bit high in the feed there, but it works.
Lovely from Sam Lee.
Popped out to Sam Lee. Nice change of the angle from the feed, and Nomads looking good. They're looking confident. The body language is excellent from them. There's Neela Brennan, drives through, gets past Thomas, drops it down, and scores. And there's the battle that you picked out, Lizzie. Thomas against Brennan.
Yeah. Both big goal scorers for their teams, both smart players.
Yeah, nice setup. They're going to have to wait to run the block, and they do, nice and patient. They've got Thomas on the outside working on Brennan.
Going for the double block. And Abby Golding of Ireland fame as well.
Decent collection from Bessem. Thomas steps out. She looked very casual in the way that she stepped out. And the girls switched intentionally, because now we've got Neve Butterworth who's playing against Thomas. Maybe that was just a temporary switch. Abby Golding driving on Brennan. Not quite sure what happened there, as Dominic Brooks was pushing out on Bell and
given us defended against
okay, well,
Ollie.
he didn't really do much, so referee certainly entitled to call that defended, I think.
Oh, lovely ball.
Excellent ball to Brand. Oh, she almost drops it down. George Fitzgerald comes over the top of Alex Bell and gets a good one. Luca Buttinger keen to shoot on the outside, as he should be, with a nice shot he's got. Good movement, and Catherine Brooks does well, almost does well to keep the ball in court.
I don't imagine that's the first or the last time we'll see someone on the floor in this game.
No, I think it's already hitting up. So there's Thomas. Brennan wouldn't be drawn out then. There was no feed sitting behind her though. So it looks like Thomas and Ollie Bell going to work the outside. It's Ollie Bell that gets a shot. Oh, it's a good one. Ellis Bassam picks it up nicely. And the pass out was poor. Neela Brennan, the good korfball brain. She read the line. Luca Buttinger almost gets round. Catherine Brooks has a look at the referee, Paul Jeans. Nothing doing. Now Buttinger again. He's really running Sam Lee ragged at the moment. Look at that excellent from Brand.
Both teams trying to do the double block to get the girls on the outside.
And Brooks. This is a good spell from Trojans. This is the best spell, but we had the best attack. They look at the angles that they're moving. There was a good recovery from Sam Lee to come and try and put that shot down, but it was better from Trojans, starting to enjoy the movement that they're just trying to figuring out exactly where on the court that they can attack.
Yeah, if they get a 6 or 7 shot attack again, you expect that they'll end up with a goal.
Ellis Bassam, decent. And there's the control of both of the Bell brothers, but I don't want to group them into one. That's Ollie Bell. They are able to hold position, a little bit sloppy in the pass. I think that was from Thomas. A little bit sloppy in the pass, but they...
his foot was on the court, unfortunately.
Very sloppy in the taking of the outball. Okay, 11 minutes gone, 6 goals. Up to a little bit low scoring, or certainly on the Trojan side. There's Luca Buttinger, Amy Brand. Nice, good control, George Fitzgerald. He's doing well against Bell. Catherine Brooks had to turn that one down under pressure from Emily Brooks.
And a penalty. She really drives, makes the players commit to that.
And she'll take an overhanded penalty shot again, and it goes
again.
And Trojans pretty much almost back into it. They've got to get this one more goal just to clear up this deficit, but I think they've negated the better start that Nomads had. And there's Ellis Bassam making a lie of me saying, we're not finished yet.
I think it would be interesting to see if Trojans can get their open play scoring going. Because so far 2 of their goals have been penalties, both from Amy Brown, both very nice, but you know, you really want to see them bang them in from the outside as well, because that's what they're so good at.
But I think there you see like the challenge that they've got with the collection, especially with against Ollie Bell down there. They're not getting the shots up because they're not retaining the ball.
And so Trojans are extremely clinical from free passes as well. So Nomads will have to be very careful with Neela and Amy taking those free passes to try and not give them any opportunities to score from the line.
Well, I mean, I suppose a good thing from Nomads' point of view is that everybody knows all these players in Trojans. They know that their strengths, and you don't want to put, let's say, Neela Brennan on the line. There's certain players who you really don't want to let shoot from the free pass. And,
absolutely.
And they'll be building that into the system that they play, the defensive system that they play. Sam Medcraft, interesting ball, decent step back from Sam Lee, and a decent collect. It's just spoiled by a George Fitzgerald foul. It's only going to be a restart, competitive foul, says our referee. Sam Medcraft. Not the best restart, but they do manage to hold his nice, strong, big position at the post at Alex Bell, but it bounces off into the hands, I think it was Amy Brand, it was. Luca Bussinger passes it deep. There's Trojans, the movement's not there, they're all on the one side of the court. They still haven't quite found the style and the rhythm that they want. There is Libby Thomas and Neela Brennan proving that she can still make the moves to the inside and takes the clever little shot when she off her own rebound. Shot from Dominic Brooks. Great to see these two Brooks players get together. Get a good, excellent rebound. And Dominic Brooks converts a goal set up by his brother Sam. Nice goal. That's a Trojans goal.
Yeah. That was Neela Brennan kind of reading the play there. It was very, very well done.
Sam Medcraft tries to draw Catherine Brooks onto it. Catherine Brooks doesn't need any encouragement to pile some extra pressure on and make it difficult for her to move the ball. Emily Brooks into Sam Medcraft. Stanley settles at the post so Alex Bell can come out and take a shot. And in the end, that's going to be a shot clock violation. Luca Buttigieg just saying to the referee, you got a little bit of an elbow in the head. Maybe you did. So is it settling down like you thought, Lizzie?
I mean, I think I have to say I'm surprised that Nomads have taken an early lead, again, just because Trojans are so much the favourite here. But they've come out, they've really put pressure on the key players, they've shot well. I think that they would be pleased with this.
Still early days, so playing a 60-minute clock here in the finals, as we do across all of the English League. It is not real time, although the referees will make up any extra time that they suspect was done by time wasting. Brooks Brothers combining on the outside. It ends up with Dom taking a nice measured shot, but once again it falls to Ollie Bell. Is that a bit of action on the Nomads bench warming up over there, I think?
Perhaps, yeah. I can see that they're standing, but it's not quite clear if anyone's warming up or just trying to get a good view.
No, they're all up off the bench. I think they might be considering some changes. Obviously, you said that Neela Brennan was coached during the season. Terry Ford is coaching today. I think he's been assistant coach all year. Is that correct, Lizzie?
I think he's been in and out of the squad. I know that he's had lots of other commitments during the year.
Sam Brooks tops it down with the back. Ended up in too much space. That's not something you want to do with Sam Brooks. Sorry, Lizzie, go on.
No, it's all good. Lovely goal. Yeah, I think he's had lots of other commitments during the year, but has certainly been in and around the squad during the year and has been at Nomads for as long as anyone can remember. So,
Ellis Bassam drops it down. I was just going to say Trojans finally got back level. Maybe we can really restart the game now. And Ellis Bassam says no. Lead belongs to us. Amy Brand, decent shot from a good position. Well picked up by George Fitzgerald.
This is really the setup that Trojans want. They got George at the post and then, their girls on the outside, yeah.
Amy Brown. And George, doing it brave to take one of the bell brothers in there. Luca Buttinger. All right, so I think this is going to be one of those typical Trojans games where neither team is going to get ahead, and this is going to go down to the wire. So stay tuned. Sam Lee manages to pull it down after the shot. Good little tussle going on at the post. But Catherine Brooks comes in and takes it off both of the big boys. Neela Brennan finds a little bit of space and shoots a shot up. No real collect. A little bit negative body language from Dom Brooks there, perhaps. I don't think they were enjoying themselves as much as I normally see them. George Fischel has to come a long way and get that, and he does it well.
And so both ends, the boys really committing to dropping and getting the ball to try and limit the number of shots both teams are getting.
Have Nomads gone rebound? No, certainly the girls haven't. I just thought I saw the fist pump in the air that she gives on the celebration. Trojans ahead.
And they have started scoring from the outside as well. So it's whether Nomads can respond to this.
Game on, shot from Sam Lee. And it's Emily Brooks.
Yeah, moved across this year from Trojans to Nomads. First club she's been at other than Trojans.
Which has been the family deal of Brandon. Look, 2 in a row. Look at Eugene, the extended Trojans crowd up. Really good to see 500 people in here cheering on this fourth place game of the English Korfball League. Both teams have brought a lot of supporters. They haven't had that far to travel. Nice. Look at Buttinger. Oh, I was going to say unstoppable in terms of the move, but it just maybe let himself down a little bit shooting short. Interesting ball from Thomas. Ends up with Bassam anyway. There's Bassam. Sam Brooks not pushing out that far. He needed to go out.
He must be shooting a very high percentage.
Yeah, I think that was like the second goal he almost scored from the same spot. He points to his crowd. We're just working out the stats on his shooting at the moment, but it's looking pretty impressive.
From fair range as well.
66.63%.
Right, so 2/3 of them are going in.
Abby Golding, decent shot. Bassam does well. There's that big fight set up at the post again, but Bell decides to step forward this time. It's Abby Golding.
And she roars when she scores that.
Yeah, look at that. And high steps down to the other end. As you sang, another Ireland international making good in the English League.
Absolutely. As I say, both teams really trying to G up their crowd when they score, which now has become much more frequent, slow first couple of minutes. And now both teams seem to be scoring kind of goal for goal.
And just looking at, Dom Brooks, he's going to have to, number 10 for Trojans, he's going to have to come up big if they're going to win here. And his body language is just not as good as I have seen it at different times. Very talented, very passionate, as all these players are. Sam Lee, decent. Look at that.
Lovely shot.
And now we see the body language of Luca Buttinger wasn't so good as he almost just looked exasperated as he watched that shot go in.
Well, it is so frustrating when you feel like you've got good pressure on a player, your hand's really high, and then they score anyway.
And that's a high percentage he's shooting, 40%. Wow.
The key thing will be who can sustain this. We're only 1/3 of the way through the game.
And obviously, Korfball is about working out what the attacker doing, and then you change your defensive posture, and then you see if the attack can change.
Yeah. I mean, Trojans are known for making substitutions, changing up their divisions based on who they're playing. I'm wondering if Sarah Spice will do that at some point today. I don't see the need at the moment.
That really nice combination between Nomads and was it Ollie Bell? Alex Bell ended up in a decent position, and the Trojans were saved by the shot clock buzzer, I think. There's Brennan trying to put it into Butterworth. Won't go. I was just about to say, I'd like to see him just move the ball a little bit further and a little bit quicker, just to maybe discombobulate the defence a little bit. It ends up with the foul going against George Fitzgerald. He has a little word with the referee in protest, but it's going to be Emily Brooks. Traditional style penalty. I thought she stepped just a little bit.
Oh, it's not given. That's what Steve Jones has said as well.
Yeah, look, I just looked at it on the replay. She definitely stepped. A little bit unfortunate, but still, Nomads 1 up.
And so this Trojans division's a bit more rotating around in their roles, kind of the boys and girls taking turns in at the post.
I think as they need to do really, when you've got like a big player, they've got the same problem Trojans at both ends. They've got one of the Bell brothers are so disruptive that I think they have to try and mix it up who they've got coming in and leave Nomads guessing as to who's going to be playing support, who's going to be playing correct, who's going to be attacking. And they're just about doing it at the moment. Okay, Brennan in, really nice two set up. Can Butterworth do something from there? Look at that. And Libby Thomas maybe showing a little bit of inexperience against the old master Neela Brennan.
Yeah, I was going to say you can't leave even a centimetre from Neela in feed because she will score.
Oh, excellent drive from Abby Golding. Referee Steve Jones calls that cutting.
Yeah, brave defending from Neve Butterworth there.
Took the hit.
Yeah.
And she needed to. Catherine Brooks and Amy Brand as two good attacking girls as you're ever going to see working together in the English League, but it ends up with George Fitzgerald, who doesn't shoot, puts it into Luca Buttinger. Now they want the girls on the outside. Okay, and look, Catherine Brooks holds it just for a second because there was no post position, but in the end Sam Lee read it too well. Ollie Bell into the post is going to be needed there as Libby Thomas shoots high and wide.
I think the next goal is going to be pretty important. We've got 6 minutes till half time. Both teams going to want to finish on some good momentum.
Ollie Bell, Tom Brooks really making it hard for him to get this shoot.
Good from Neela.
Neela Brennan saw that play unfold in front of her. She knew exactly where the ball was going to go and she put her hand right in there.
Batted it away.
That's what you get with an experienced player like Neela Brennan. She sees the court. She sees what's going on, and she sees where she's needed to be.
Protected her teammate.
Amy Brad. Oh yeah, drives past Emily Brooks, uses her momentum against her, and scores a fantastic goal. Ellis Bassam. Oh, his hot streak didn't quite continue, but he's not far off. Abby Golding a little bit too far out for her maybe as it drops short for Sam Brooks. Five minutes to go in the first half of this game, which will see one of these carry away the bronze medal and one of them go home very disappointed, I would imagine. Brooks. One of the Brooks is on the... so it's Amy Brand. Nice 2-2 setup. Maybe feeds just a little bit high, but it ends up with a Golding shooting good ways and a high-stepping J-Box celebration as she chops into the other end. She's just brought her team back level.
I was going to say the high-stepping and the roar whilst she scored as well.
Neve Butterworth. Haven't seen her shooting much. Oh, that's excellent from Neela Brennan. She just worked that shot out of nothing. She does a nice little turn, but now it ends up with Neve Butterworth. I was just saying, wasn't shooting enough.
You don't need many shots if you score 100% of them.
But you get more shots when your partner's Neela Brennan and she's creating space and chaos.
Yeah, and I mean that's what that division will need, is the other girl to be scoring if left free.
Good pressure from Catherine Brooks. And from Luca Buttinger. Brennan again. She's just a playmaker. Look, she sees where everybody is, holds it above her head, can deliver it to anybody. But the attack comes to nothing, and Nomads will work it out. And Trojans, just for fun, are maybe going to try and block it coming out, and then don't look too serious about it.
It was very, very energy consuming to mark the ball out the whole time.
Yeah, well actually, and they're getting calls from the other division to press, so maybe they've got some plan to press Nomads on the way out. Sam Medcraft just is patient. Look at that pressure from Catherine Brooks. Yes,
just making it really difficult for her to move the ball out, but Sam Medcraft uses that against them. She draws the penalty and scores the goal. That's great Korfball.
Yeah, and that was really, really good anticipation from Sam Lee in the feed.
Well, when you see like a defender who's mauling, like Catherine Brooks is mauling a player, you've got to punish that. You've got to say, okay, I'm going to help her get rid of that, because you can't let that defensive style continue. Korfball is a game of yin and yang. The defence can try something, and then you can counter it. You can do something against it. There's always a way that you can go if you play together. And Catherine Brooks from the outside, looking pretty cool with it.
I was going to say, such an experienced head, so calm under pressure.
And since Trojans have got back level, I don't think any team has been able to get more than one goal ahead. And Brennan picks it up a little bit too easy from Goldie. Oh, Catherine Brooks over, and it ends up with Luca Buttinger. Oh, takes a good shot, bobbles out.
So Catherine Brooks committing to competing for that rebound against the big boys there.
And yes, excellent.
Calm as you like.
Calm as you like. Back to level again.
I know. As I say, no timeouts in the first half. Both teams happy to let the game flow.
And that's Ollie Bell's first goal. So I think there might be more to come from him. Oh, beautiful from Brennan. Not afraid to take it on. I think she realises she's going to have to step up just a little bit in terms of scoring, because the division's not quite getting it done.
I mean, we've seen her do that for Trojans, for England, kind of countless times, I'd say.
Yeah.
A big game player.
And look, whereas I was saying that they had a Sam Medcraft, decent shot, well picked up by Alex Bell, I was saying that maybe Trojans have had a slow start. They've ended up with 12 goals before half-time, so it's both teams are on good pace. Oh, interesting ball from Sam Medcraft. Excellent to Emily Brooks, who just misses the scooping underhanded shot from behind the post.
I'm not sure that was meant to go to her, but they really made the best of that.
But yeah, I'm going to say that was to say, but she read it and moved it. And Dominic Brooks working hard on Ollie Bell. Ollie Bell does well enough to hold him out, and now Brooks comes round, but it ends up with Sam Brooks in the turn from Neela Brown. Oh, that's good Korfball, but it won't go in, and Sam Brooks will have a little word from the referee about just keeping it under control. They end up in a little high five, no harm meant. Played in good spirit, of course, as most Korfball games are, but occasionally get a little bit nasty. But this has been a game of skill, and will continue to be, as Alex Bells holds it in the feed, and that's sloppy from Emily Brooks. And 30 seconds to go in the half, just time enough for Trojans to set one up. They'll be calm. They'll probably just want to take the last shot of the half. It's been to Neat Butterworth, the rare shot from her. It was in space, and there is going to be plenty of time for Nomads to work this out and get one last shot to see if they can go in one up. George Fitzgerald, sensing the moment, steps up, but as he thought he'd overexpose himself, but it ends up a shot from Sam Medcraft. Counts down the second. Going to be the last one. Don Brooks, long shot, but Brennan does get a last shot.
Oh, no, it's not counted. Oh.
And the referee waves it up. Well, I thought when the shot comes from Dom, that one will count, but then it was a little bit late for Neela Brennan.
But I didn't hear the whistle. I was like, why are they letting Neela Brennan shoot?
And now we got a little bit of controversy to end the half. Lizzie, so obviously we're seeing some good Korfball. It's nice and close. Is it as you expected?
To be honest, I don't know what I expected. I think what I'm really pleased is, and it's an exciting game, it's high scoring, it's going to and fro in terms of who's taking the lead, so it's everything I could have wanted, and I hope it carries on.
And both teams having to work hard tactically to try and work out defensively what the others are doing, and really it's setting up for a fantastic second half. Come back in 10 minutes time.
As was said before, I'm Lizzie Ty, commentating today with Tom Brady. And hopefully we're going to have another exciting half. Ended all square, so we're sort of back to 0-0 again. No changes at the half-time break for either team. And Emily Brooks getting free just under the post. This is quite a long Nomads attack. And Sam Lee scores again from the outside. He's scored a couple this game so far, shooting quite a high percentage. Seems really, really pumped up for the occasion. Let's see if Trojans can respond. Loose ball, grabbed by Neela Brennan, who fakes over, makes a lovely pass to Dom Brooks. The boys playing on the outside, girls on the inside. Dom Brooks free and given as a push, I think. Both Ollie Bell and Neela Brennan on the floor. Hopefully no one seriously hurt. A couple of times players have ended up on the floor during this game. Very competitive, both teams trying to give it everything. Bronze medal on the line. And Nomads end up the ball from defence.
Decent shot from Bell. Can you see any substitutions, Lizzie?
No, I was saying that there haven't been any subs this half. Nomads have started well with Sam Lee scoring from the outside already, but a penalty given to Neela Brennan just there.
Neela going underhanded, normally very, very reliable. Up she goes and comes up short.
That's pretty out of character, I'd say. But high pressure, she had just been clobbered before taking the shot.
Doesn't normally affect her that much. Sam Medcraft goes with a big long pass. Nomads just trying to stretch out the division a little bit. Oh, decent turn.
Oh, lovely.
Fantastic goal from Alex Bell.
The Nomads crowd goes absolutely wild from where we can see them here.
And it looks like Trojans perhaps just trying to cut the feed out, just getting punished there. Nice ball to Luca Buttinger, and he gets a shot up under pressure, comes up short. Bessem under pressure from Sam Brooks. Yeah, and Brooks just does enough just to spoil that pass. And Neela Brennan following Libby Thomas out quite a long way. And Abby Golding just driving through. Ends up with a second bite of the cherry. It doesn't quite get there. But once again, the great work from Ollie Bell.
Both girls going to cover Abby and leaving Libby free. Oh.
Goes close, and now Abby Golding passes it up to Libby Thomas. It makes a good pass to Ellis Bessem. That's good play from Nomad. Switching the angle, looking for the free player. I think Trojans getting a little bit tactical in the defence and who they want to take the shots, and Nomad's adjusting nicely.
Trojans again really, really clear in how they're wanting to attack down this end.
Catherine Brooks. Good fight at the post, and in the end won well by Alex Bell against George Fitzgerald. George looked a little bit disappointed. Tempo just seems a little bit higher from Nomads at the start of the second half. And the collection from Ollie Bell really hasn't changed. He's got in there and he's kind of like really made a really good impact on collectors as he always does. But when he steps out and shoots, he goes close, and Abby Golding goes close again. It's a good spell from Nomads. Bell just trying to just get a misstep from Sam Brooks, and in the end, that's excellent defending from Trojans. And yeah, they're going to come away with that. But enjoyable Korfball to watch.
Absolutely. Abby Golding with her head in her hands. Can't believe she threw it into the back of Sam Brooks there, I think.
Oh, it's great from Amy Brand. She's so exciting going forward. But I think, yeah, like she realises that she ran into the feed there, and not quite sure what she was trying to communicate to George Fitzgerald. But
I think she wanted him to hold the ball for longer, give her time to get past, from my understanding of the hand signals at least.
Yeah, decent shot from Libby Thomas, who's having a good game, but not quite finding a rhythm in the shot. There she goes with the pass into the post. And a slip, and there the drive.
Oh,
excellent,
beautiful.
fantastic. Oh, I was really hoping that would go in. she's having a look at the referee and thought there might have been a little bit interference, but the turn of pace was fantastic. Now the movement, now the shot from George Fitzgerald on the inside, it's a little bit sloppy. He bangs the post, and
so there's 2-goal gap that Nomads have managed to get. Not a lot in a sort of final game, but they're going to want to be pushing the pace on this.
Okay, strong but slow set up into the 2-2, and Bassam takes a shot, and once again they're going to rely on Ollie Bell to collect, this time outside from the post, and that's a little bit ugly, that shot. Look at, he just forced it up just a little bit, but the rhythm is good. There's a little shot from the Butterworth to Amy Golding. Referee allows everybody to play on.
Not long to go, 5 seconds.
And there's Thomas again.
Oh, what a finish.
I think they recognised, well, probably before the game, but certainly from the first half, that Libby Thomas is dangerous going forward. Neela Brennan not quite able to just follow her back in, but this time Libby Thomas able to convert, stretches the Nomads lead out to 3.
Well, she's so happy to shoot from such range that you have to get close, and that then gives the opportunities driving forwards.
Yes, like just got to pull it out, and she's been going close from outside. Yeah, it's a good matchup, Thomas against Brennan, and here we go again. And Sam Brooks realising he's going to have to cut that feed out, but he ends up allowing it, and Abby Golding just really great girl attacking power. Backed up well by the boys there, Lizzie.
Really, really good backup from the boys there. They're stepping out into feed. They're getting a high percentage of the rebounds. Everyone's very committed to getting the rebound on that end. The girls are running for it as well as the boys holding that position. A
nice from Brennan to Sam Brooks to John Brooks. Steps on it, and well, no real collect in terms of the structure. They used to be able to get away with that, but it's a smaller Trojans team than we've seen in the past. I think Nomads winning the battle of retention and collection, and that's gone against Luca Buttinger against Sam Lee driving in, and in the end we get a timeout called by Trojans. They suddenly slipped to 4 goals down in the blink of an eye, Lizzie. Potentially 5 if this penalty goes in. I can see Sarah Spice speaking to, I think it's Karina Lamelas at the on the Trojans bench, who's getting warmed up. I see her warming up now, yeah. I wonder if they're going to do some switching around of ends. It's certainly what they did in their semi-final, and they're known for kind of changing things on the... Well, who would you switch? I mean, like, what are the holes that they need to fill? I'm not sure, but clearly they're looking at making a female sub, whether they just change up the girl attacking pairs. Yeah, well, because like when you've got Amy Brand, formerly Turner, and Catherine Brooks together, they're both really aggressive going forward. But Neela Brennan's doing pretty well. Maybe Neve Butterworth perhaps hasn't produced, even though we said we just did score that nice goal. I wonder whether, splitting up Amy and Catherine, putting one down the other end, add that injection of pace. And given the girls, Libby and Abby seem to be scoring quite well, just change up how they're being defended. Well, Trojans have always had so many great options, especially when it comes to switching ends, because they all play well together, and Sam Lee tucks it away. 5 goals. Certainly, in the blink of an eye, they've gone from level to 5 goals ahead. And Sam's got 6 of them. Wowza, 6 goals. Okay, working on the boys on the outside. Brennan has to end up feeding Dominic Brooks. It takes a good shot, and Sam Brooks does well in the collect. And good combination between the 2 Brooks brothers, and the shot from Sam is good, but it's well picked up by Ollie Bell. A nice ball switching the play. An excellent. It ends up with Alex Bell close to the corpse. The structure had all gone. Then it was all about that final shot, and it doesn't go. Gives Trojans a chance to start chipping back at this lead. They've done it before, Lizzie. We've seen it. We certainly won't be writing them up for a long time. Sam Brooks to Don Brooks. Decent shot. Almost goes.
Yeah, no lead is safe if you're playing against Trojans. You want as big a buffer as possible when you get to the last few minutes, but they're known for closing out games and winning finals.
Some teams get more tense when they get behind. Trojans seem to get more relaxed. They start to look like they're enjoying themselves a little bit more, as if they want the extra challenge of coming from behind. I know it's a strange thing to say, but I've been in this competitive watching it for almost 15 years.
Absolutely.
Doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah. I remember watching one of the Copper Box finals where Trojans came from behind to win the game, and I was with some non-Korfball fans who were watching, and they were kind of cheering for the team in blue, thinking they were the underdogs. They were 4 or 5 goals behind, and I had to turn to them and say, no, absolutely not. They're still the favourites. It doesn't matter that they're not in the lead.
Yeah. Okay, Sam Lee having a great game on 6 goals, shooting a high percentage, and that one fell up short now, but he does look, he's so keen to shoot. Look at Buttinger, just can't get out far enough for him. Excellent work from Emily Brooks, but the pass is not great to Alex Bell, who looks pretty angry either at Emily Brooks or the referee or himself. Good to see Nomads fired up.
Oh, beautiful. That step back shot from Neela Brennan. So hard to stop.
How hard is that to get out to, Lizzie? You've obviously played her.
To be honest, you have to be offensively close to start with, is the problem.
You have to be sweating on her.
Yeah.
Because it's got a little jinky little step, and it does make a little bit of a difference.
Absolutely. It's the power to be able to shoot off 1 foot from that distance. And yeah, that's Karina Lamelas who's come on for Trojans down for Neve Butterworth with Neela Brennan.
Yeah, who's sitting down, so it is a kind of, let's say, permanent substitution. And that's 4th goal from Abby Golding. She's having a good game, your Ireland teammate.
Absolutely.
Shooting well from range. Excellent. Amy Brad.
A little bit of flair there.
A little bit of a ballet that she did there, and ended up with a nice one-handed shot.
And a free pass. I was going to say, Amy Turner scores a lot of free passes in the season. We'll see if she can convert this one.
It's had the first free pass. There hasn't been
many,
many,
there haven't been any.
I think that's good discipline from Nomads, realising that, look, okay, Trojans probably going to win the battle of the free passes. Let's keep that clean.
Just making sure everything's all in order for the free pass. I know lots of volunteers were here yesterday kind of making sure everything was, nice, professional, set out properly. And we'll see what happens with the first free pass.
God, she's gone inside.
Lovely.
Fantastic. Emily Brooks didn't know which side of her to go.
Yeah.
It's almost like she wanted to drive forward, but in the end she kind of just went to the side, found a space, scored the goal, brought Trojans back to within 4.
And so that's someone who's taken a lot of free passes and knows exactly where the space is.
So Luca Buttinger's going to have to go out further on Sam Lee. Well, certainly not on this attack as Amy Brand gets in and makes the collection. Is this Trojans just trying to increase the tempo a little bit more?
Well, they've got to do something, and I think perhaps increasing the tempo, getting the ball into Neela Brennan's hands for good shots like that is probably the way to go.
But it's always good to get a second shot, and that's where it hasn't really been happening, as Nomad's doing a really good job breaking it down. A little bit sloppy from Nomads. They do retain it. And
Amy Brand ends up with the ball again.
Good from Sam Brooks. Finds herself in a nice weak position, holds onto it, shows good patience. Now he's going to work the block with Neela Brennan. Now Dom Brooks step back, and now that's the shot that normally goes for Trojans.
Have we seen a Dom Brooks goal yet?
I'm not sure that we have seen a Dom Brooks goal yet.
I was going to say, I think that's credit to Ollie Bell putting a lot of pressure, very high hand up against that shot.
Emily Brooks drives. Oh, she gets past Brand.
Oh, lovely pass off to Sam Medcraft.
It drops it in from the back. That's good attacking Korfball from the Nomads girls. Started off by Emily Brooks.
Yeah.
Doesn't normally drive quite as well as that going forward.
Oh, I have to disagree with that, but she is another teammate, so I'm always going to be biased.
Another Ireland teammate.
Absolutely. Yeah, very experienced. Wanted more playing time in big games, and obviously has gone for that, and has gotten that with Nomads.
Oh, Alice Bassam. Yeah, look, maybe not the best time to shoot. Although I'm glad to see Nomads are not going to try and just eke the rest of this game out on a 4 goal lead, because
Yeah.
obviously that ain't going to work for me.
17 minutes is far
Yeah.
too long for that.
And it doesn't work against any team, let alone against Trojans. It's excellent drive.
And that's
from
given us defended.
Amy Brand. Well, I think the girls did kind of get across, and
Yeah.
no complaints from Amy Brand. So it was Amy Brand.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the Nomads girls saw that happening from across the pitch and really committed to the double mark.
Bassam doing a good job at the post there, allowing Ollie Bell just to stay out and show some of his attacking powers on the outside. He does it well, goes in, and
Oh.
a tip. And looks like he might have just twisted up a little bit on his hip as he went up, and he's okay, and Sam Brooks just gives him the slap.
Yeah, he went for a little volleyball spike to get the ball across to Ellis, I think. Didn't quite come off.
Good tempo, good ball across to Amy Brand. That's the typical Trojans goal, but it just is like it's a centimetre out this year.
And Alex Bell absolutely harassing George Fitzgerald under the post.
Yeah, it's been a good battle so far. Okay, now the boys set up, but Sam Brooks obviously has kept Ellis out. The drive ended up on Libby
great
Thomas
finish.
against Neela Brennan. That really is maybe the matchup that's going to decide the whole game. Libby Thomas against Neela Brennan.
Absolutely. That's her third, I think. But I think that, again, lots and lots of really good play happening between both players.
And the shot from Catherine Brooks comes up short. Luca Buttinger gets it in. George Fitzgerald in good position. 3 quick misses, but they do retain it. Amy Brand. Good spell from Trojans, good retention. Luca Buttinger comes out, tries to work one off the back, and he just finds a good position, comes up short, and Alex Bell resumes the natural order of the Nomads collection.
Yeah, you can sense a little bit of frustration creeping into the Trojans' attack. Understandably, I think they're behind, they want to get scoring, and they are able to turn the ball over in defence. They really want to capitalise on that.
Decent attack but a quick attack from Nomads allows Trojans up another one, and the girls on the outside again, and a drive in from Amy Brand gets fouled by Emily Brooks.
I think Catherine Brooks expressing some frustration at Steve Jones.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what she was saying, because they were getting the penalty. Neve Butterworth coming off. Catherine Brooks still standing up, so I think that tactic that you suggested in the first half where they switch is that we are going to see. Amy Brand misses this shot.
You don't see her miss many shots from that range.
She does look, you can see it in her face, she looks disappointed about it. And Catherine Brooks is waiting to come on. I'm assuming she's going to come on for Karina down this end.
Yeah, that's what I'd imagine. I think that these girls for Trojans have played together in so many combinations. They really know kind of each other's game inside out. And so hoping to like bolster this end perhaps with more goal scoring and perhaps more assisting to get the other three really scoring, because Cat Brooks, brilliant player, brilliant assisting player.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to wait for another goal to perhaps bring them on an attack, or they might bring on it's Living Thomas again, driving past Neela Brennan. Can't quite get it to go, but she's prepared to take that shot from the outside as well. Oh, look at that, and she's still driving, earning space from Neela Brennan.
She wants the ball.
And I think you can hear the call from the Nomads. I think bench has got ball. I think they want the ball to come out. And then it broke down. I think the final decision was cutting as Karina Lemelis goes off, and Catherine Brooks coming on in the other end from that she started the game. Yeah,
and Karina Lemelis is sitting down now. So, oh no, she may be coming back on. She's still standing.
No, she is going to come back
on.
Yeah. So Sarah Jane Spice just juggling her players a little bit.
Obviously, this is Sarah Spice's first year in charge of Trojans, but we've seen for years Gary Brooks as head coach kind of changing things up when things aren't quite going Trojans' way.
Ellis Bassam, and the little tip back won't go. Amy Brand, decent shot.
And again,
Amy Brand.
Luca Buttinger really committed to getting that rebound there.
Neve Butterworth. Okay, good combination from the girls, but good coverage from Sam Lee, stopping the feed from George Fitzgerald. Now end up with Neve Butterworth. Shot in space. Okay, he kind of walked it round, and he did the right thing by holding on to it.
Oh, so they've ended up without a rebound here, Nomads. Everyone seeming to want to attack. But
And there's Thomas against Brennan again, and the holding the feet of the ball ends up with Ellis Bassam, and the scrappy ball ends up after a decision going to Trojans.
yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened in that attack. It looked like kind of the boys walked the block. They were then trying to set a double block. Then Ellis Bassam kind of ran out from the post, and they kind of ended up in no man's land.
And in the meantime, then we have seen Neve Butterworth go back off, and Karina Lamelas come back on in this attack, and George Fitzgerald to Luca Buttinger.
Did very well not to go off the court there.
And Karina Lamelas, some range.
I'd have loved it if that had gone in.
Oh, for sure. Decent collection from George Fitzgerald, though, and they're not playing like a team that's 5 goals down. And look at that, Amy Brand, kind of the leader of any division that she's in. George Fitzgerald shoots, and I don't necessarily see a plan down there at the moment. They're looking like a little bit lost in terms of where their goals are coming from,
yeah,
Lizzie.
I mean, the natural kind of setup for me in that division would be George at the post, Amy and Luca on the outside, and then Karina as that player having just come in, taking a really forceful assist. But I think a lot of pressure is being put on those regular scorers for Trojans, and they're not quite managing to find that rhythm to get through that.
And they're still trying to integrate players. That's the challenge with you. The great tactical challenge of changing players on the ends is that you have to work it in yourself, and Amy Golding just couldn't check her momentum as she drives through Catherine Brooks.
Yeah, very experienced Heather, Catherine Brooks, just holding her space.
And that's another timeout for Trojans. So let's have just a quick look forward to the final, Lizzie. Bristol against Beck. Bristol Thunder, 14-year-old club against Beck, I think probably about 70-year-old.
I was going to say much, much older.
They've won the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, they've done 2 in a row. They're hoping for a three-peat.
The three-peat, as they said. Everything I've seen them play this year, they look pretty menacing, really. You know, they've got a very set strategy of the way they play. They like to play around the outside. And I've seen teams think that they can stay up with them, and then suddenly they find that they can't. But Bristol, what a season you're having, and look, you're going to give it a good go today, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we actually, I think, before our semi-final against Trojans, felt we'd had a much, much better set of games against Beck in the season. We played them away quite early in the year, and we were leading when it's at the start of the first half. It was 13-12, so you know, I think we almost surprised ourselves in that game that we could keep up with such a great team. They obviously showed their experience in that game and pulled ahead, but we know that we can stay with him. If we can get within touching distance, you know, it's anyone's game.
Well, coming up on the England Korfball YouTube channel is that game, and in between that we've got a promo game. Karina Lamelas just goes long. She does end up with a second decent shot.
Oh, so unlucky.
It just rolls off. One last word about our final. It's going to be a classic. All the best to you there, Lizzie. I think
thanks very much.
You'll have a lot of the neutrals with you.
I certainly hope so. We're kind of the only team today not from the southeast of England, so I hope, and you know, very much the underdogs. Our first playoffs to be in the finals, brilliant, but we'd love to take it one step further.
But you're also festooned with Ireland and Welsh internationals, and
a couple of Scots in there as
a
well.
couple of Scots. Oh, excellent from George Fitzgerald. Ball goes over the top. All right, so he's eaten back to within 4. 10 minutes to go. Trojans won't consider this over. I certainly don't consider it over. What can Nomads do to lock this up, Lizzie?
I'm going to say score. It sounds a little bit simplistic, but if they keep the score ticking over and protect that 4-goal lead, there's not a lot that Trojans can do. Trojans have got to get some stops here. They've got to turn the ball over, and they've got to score relatively quickly. Neela Brennan's in attack, so that's always a good start. This is the end that seems to have been scoring more easily, and Neela's got a free pass, so we'll see what she does with it.
And that is sloppy there from Ellis Bassam. Look, you know, that was the free pass we talked about that they weren't giving away. They're a little bit of ill discipline. It's going to be big if Neela Brennan scores this, but oh, fantastic from Bell. Ollie Bell gets in there, breaks up. He saw what the danger of giving it back to Brennan was.
Absolutely, yeah. And the pressure on all the players trying to assist that free pass is really high, as it needs to be.
Good battle between Sam Lee and Luca Buttinger, but in the end it's Sam Medcraft who turns on it and takes a shot. Sam Lee forces one up from range. Oh, look at that. Alex Bell in position. Might have got a little bit of shove in the back from George Fitzgerald as he put it up, but didn't work out. Sam Lee under a lot of pressure from Luca Buttigieg. Look, was called that defended, and Alex Bell didn't really think so. George Fitzgerald actually just gave a little tap saying, okay, maybe that one might have gone the other way.
I mean, I'm quite happy to see that the referees are really making teams play, wanting them to score rather than giving soft penalties. But when you're the player taking the shot, you kind of want the foul. You just want to be able to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen some finals like with 10, 12, 15 penalties, I'm pretty sure. Like it was the Tornadoes game with that many penalties. But I think this one's been refereed pretty fairly. He's allowed it to go on, allowed both teams to show their skills. Look at Buttinger, a little celebration for the interception. Nomads not quite at the last chance saloon, but they're going to have to start eking back this lead just now. Janila Brennan, great shot under pressure. Typical shot of hers. Just when you think you've got a defender, she steps out.
I was going to say, no space on the court is safe from Neela Brennan. You have to be so switched on the whole time.
I don't think we mentioned that she coached Nomads this year, so they've obviously got no surprises for her. But I think hopefully she's enjoying her game against Libby Thomas. And
I imagine it'll be a little bit bittersweet because obviously, she'll want to win as a player for Trojans. But equally, it's a great reflection on her if her team do really well, particularly the younger players that's been under her wing.
Particularly as let's say, a newish coach. She's always been like a very smart player, but she's, I think, making this would be her first National League medal as a coach, and she's got enough goals as a player that I think she'll probably relish this. But as a player, you can see she's just not going to let this one go.
Yeah. I guess in some ways she's got a good day because no matter what, she'll end up with a medal. But equally, one of her teams will lose today.
Catherine Brooks. And Sam Brooks kind of held the position and then gave it away, but he does recover the ball. Now it's Neela Brennan. Okay, yes, nice setup. The two Brooks boys on the inside, and Catherine Brooks runs around the outside, gets it back from her husband, scores a great goal, celebrates. We're back within 3, and now it's Nomad's turn to take that time out.
I think that's sensible from Terry Ford. You want to stop the momentum.
Stop the momentum. What would you be saying if you were Terry now? Look, because the pressure's on them. They're 3 goals up, pressure's on them. Nomads want to win this, so Trojans want to win this, but Nomads have got to win it from here.
Absolutely. I mean, I imagine that Terry will be saying something along the lines of, you've got to use the clock. They want to have long attacks. Actually, if they get a couple of shots, use 25 seconds. That puts more pressure on Trojans. And, we're saying the pressure's on Nomads. Really, we should be saying that the pressure's on Trojans, but that's just not how it feels when we're in a final match.
That's the mythical aura that Trojans have had and they've carried down through the years. Maybe things are changing, but they still look pretty cool. I'm not writing them up. I know you're not writing them up. And if I was Nomads, I'd be nervous. But, as you said, they're just going to score their way out of it. You can't think your way out of it. They have to continue to score goals. Let's say 6 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the game. Look, they've got to get another 4.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, I'd love it if it went to golden goal. Trojans will have to have a really good spell of play now. Yeah. But we want as long and an exciting a game as possible.
We're not writing it up. Sam Medcraft from good position. Bounces kindly for Amy Brand. Is this where the Trojans comeback begin? Well, it's certainly not the beginning of that. It ends up Libby Thomas getting her hands on it.
As I say, I think Libby Thomas and Abby Golding both really committed there to trying to get the ball.
Sam Lee's had a great game and looked really maybe even the player of the game for Nomads. And look at Buttinger, looks like a good defender. He's just not able to get out there and stay out of there. In the meantime, Amy Brand gets in and breaks it up. Trojans, are they at the stage where they have to start taking some risk in defence?
I mean, I think they've been taking a level of risk all game, and I think that's often how they're going to get ball back. But I would say now you have to,
crank up and start taking a little bit more risk. A little scrappy attack from Trojans there. That one never really looked dangerous. Now they've given it back to Nomads. Let's see if Nomads can keep their intensity rather than just trying to play the ball.
She faked that and went again.
And it went to Emily Brooks, who didn't quite know whether she was going backwards or forwards. In the end, she does travel. Gives it back to Trojans. Still plenty of time. Only 3 goals behind. And this is a good division to have in the attack to get that next goal. Catherine Brooks, could she be the one that... No, and it's going to be Ollie Bell that brings that out. And
yeah, I think the end of Trojans is an attack of just struggling to retain the ball, getting that rebound. I think Ollie Bell's done a very good job, and Ellis Bassam of disrupting that flow.
Sam Medcraft working on Lamellas. Oh, Emily Brooks drives through. Getting a little shove in the back as well. Maybe after the shot, referee's been very, very forgiving about some of that.
But we've seen at both ends, not easy penalties being given.
And Neela Brennan on the hurry up, snatches at the shot a little bit, maybe senses the time ticking away. Maybe just showing that maybe Trojans do suffer from pressure.
Yeah, I mean, just over 4 minutes, 3 goals. I always figure if the number of minutes and the number of goals are similar, then it's still a game. But I think with Trojans, until the last whistle, you just have to keep playing.
Sloppy ball from Emily Brooks, but they do manage to keep it alive. Stanley forces one up with the 8 seconds on the shot clock. He did need to take that.
I'd love to see a Trojans goal now, just to make things more exciting.
And I think really they need to score to keep themselves in this game, because the chances now are ticking away. It's going to be Dom Brooks, hasn't quite dominated. Oh, beautiful behind the back pass of Neela Brennan.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you were going to potentially give our player of the match for Nomads to Sam Lee, who's done a fabulous job in offence. I think that Ollie Bell on Dom Brooks has kept him very quiet.
Yeah.
Brilliant attacking player.
Yeah.
And actually, we've not seen very much in terms of goals from him.
I was going to say, look, I mean, I was expecting 5 goals from him, let's say. Decent turn from Alex Bell. And yeah, he just hasn't really had an impact on the game, and you can see it a little bit in his body language. And there's Brennan on Thomas. It's the best matchup of the day between the 2 individual players.
Having to hold the ball in the feet for a long time to get the opportunities that they want.
Yeah, but they ended up with a good opportunity
and recycled it as well.
Recycled it.
So the boys working on the outside now.
And there's Dom Brooks, and does get picked up by Catherine Brooks, but this long attack just doing Trojans any favours.
Bobbles over the top.
Hit the front of the post, hit the back of the post. Neela Brennan outraged with the movement of the post. Speaking to Paul Jeans, the referee, getting no sympathy from him.
And a free pass.
A chance for Nomads to kill it here, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Medcraft also very good from the free pass spot.
And look, is George Fitzgerald going to take a big risk now? He doesn't.
He has to.
He did just enough. Alex Bell thought he did too much.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Nomads, I don't know if I'd take the shot at the free pass at that point.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got to back yourself, but...
Because it's quite easy not to take the shot.
Yeah. You got 2 minutes left on the clock, you're 3 goals up. Eat the clock, I'd say.
And that's it. I think Alex Bell, look, you can see in his body language, he's going, right, now's the time to hold this.
Yeah.
Let's move this.
And this is a very experienced Nomad side in attack.
But that's what happens as soon as you slow it down. The opposition think, oh, you're cheeky. I'm going to have to try and punish you for that.
Yeah.
And then the spaces appear.
Absolutely. And again, the rebounding really, really good this end, just controlling it. Probably didn't need to take that shot a little bit early, but he backed himself. He scored 6 goals.
It's not really going to matter, is it, too much now?
You want to finish well.
So, look, I think we safely say it's an end of an era here with Trojans are going to leave the finals weekend without a medal. They're going to end up in 4th place in the league. Disappointing for them, but I think really I'd like to talk more about Nomads and what they've done through the season to get themselves to this place, and they look great. They look very solid.
Yeah, they've played as a team. They've really, really kind of backed each other up in defence. I think we've had quite a lot of different scorers, some really, really impressive kind of outside scoring performances, but it's not just been one player. I think we've got to give credit to Neela Brennan for coaching them through the season. They're a well-drilled side, and obviously Terry Ford has seen them through today.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of leaders in that team and who are taking responsibility, who are scoring those goals when it matters. I think we've got a substitution for Nomads now, one of their younger players. I think her name is Layla Wilson.
Coming on the Sam Medcraft.
Yeah. I want to say either an under-15s or under-17s player, so very young, but absolutely buckets of potential, very, very tall.
And I suspect we're going to see a change with George Fitzgerald, who I understand, number 22 there, just manhandling the referee and manhandling Alex Bell. No, he's not going to come up. I understand he's retiring, and I can't believe why he's retiring, because he's only still a young man. But they aren't going to make the substitution, so he's not going to get off and to get his moment with the flowers. Neela Brennan, oh excellent, just showing her skills. That little move to the outside,
the pivot,
little flick to the inside. Respect to Libby Thomas. I think she's played against the master today, and she's maybe come out slightly second best in terms of like commanding the division. But she's had an excellent game as well. I've really enjoyed watching her play today. And
yeah, the key thing is she particularly early in the game got really close, just didn't let Neela Brennan settle into the attack, and I think that did have an impact from early on. Obviously Neela Brennan, championship player, has come through, scored lots of goals, but is unfortunately not on the winning side today.
And today is Nomads Day. Come to a couple of players that you've really enjoyed watching play today, Lizzie.
I mean, from a Nomads point of view, I've already said, I think Ollie Bell, particularly in defence, did a wonderful job. In attack, I think Sam Lee really stood out, as did the combination of Libby Thomas and Abby Golding, really, really driving, passing to one another. But again, I really think it's been a team effort. I think it's hard to single people out.
I think of the attacking pair, Abby Golding and Libby Thomas working together.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can have one good girl, but then if the other girl is not backing her up and not scoring, then look, tactically you can deal with that. But I don't think they have the opportunity to lay off Libby Thomas or lay off Abby Golding, because they're both attacked impressively. Look, congratulations to Trojans. We still love you, even though you're not carrying home a medal, and you've carried yourself with pride and dignity as you always do. But this game belongs to Trojans as they now come and take the warm applause of their crowd.
I think a lovely moment also happening on court is Gary Brooks and Emily Brooks sharing a hug. Obviously, Dad is one of the coaches for Trojans. Emily previously played at Trojans, moved to Nomads for the first time, and has come away with a bronze medal. So must feel brilliant for her.
And she's played well, and I've enjoyed watching her play. My name's Tom Brady. I hope you've enjoyed this. Stick around on the England channel, because we've got the playoff game coming up, and then we got the grand final between Bristol Thunder and Beck Korfball Club. I'm going to leave the last word with Lizzie. Lizzie, what have you enjoyed about the game?
Oh, I just love an exciting game. I love an upset, and I think we had both of those today. So really, really pleased. Thanks for having me.
Hey, look, you're very welcome. Hey, thank you very much. Keep watching Back England Korfball and the social media for more Korfball action.
Neela, tough loss. 17-20, high scoring, but how did you find the game?
Yeah, it was a full-out match. We knew Nomads were going to come at us, as I know, as their coach as well. Trojans really, we worked hard, but we need to look at ourselves. I think we're rebuilding, and we can't just win games like that. And when it comes under pressure, we need to learn as a new group how to override it. We came back in, we let them go again, and now we've got to finish games off.
So what was the difference between the two sides?
Hard to say straight away. They had drive, Nomads at the end. Their goals were going in. A lot of our shots were just pinging in, pinging out. We were doing the same thing, but then of course that works as well. It really comes down to fight and also resilience. We've had a few knocks this season, and that's probably dented our armour a bit. And Nomads are a great side, so yeah, it just wasn't our day today.
But a good game for you in particular. I think you were certainly the driving force behind Trojans coming back into the game. Do you feel that you enjoyed the game in any way?
You never enjoy a loss, but it's nice to put some goals away, but also it comes down to I could have scored a few at the end as well to get us back in. So yeah, it's nice to have a good start and kind of have that momentum. And yeah, we need more from everybody at Trojans like that, but also we want wins. We want to get third. We don't want to be in this position, so it's win-win for me.
And finally, a sense of pride for you though. You are captain of the third place winning, coach of the third place team. Maybe a quick word on Libby Thomas. I think she had a really good game, particularly against yourself. How did you find playing against one of your own players?
Yeah, no, it's always a tough match. Like, Nomads are such a lovely club, and they always make me feel really welcome. And it was never awkward. We always said this could be a possibility. And I love that they went out there and fought. And like, they don't have a coach. They've got Terry, but like, they've done so well to do what they've just done, and they've done it twice this season. So they've definitely got momentum. I really hope that inspires them to keep going and pushing on and getting the final next year.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Neela.
Thank you.
Now we're joined by George Fitzgerald. George, I'm hearing this is your last game. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Played korfball since I was a kid. But yeah, unfortunately my body's can't take it anymore. You know, the classics, knees, ankles. It's going to be sad to miss my family of Trojans, but yeah, almost upwards.
So how did that feel as your last game? It was a really tough one, really close at half time, but Nomads just pulled away at the end. How did you find it?
It's the Trojans mentality. Like, you always think you're going to win until you look at the clock and go, oh man, we're not coming back. Like, it's heartbreaking, especially to go out like this. But it's just one of those things, unfortunately.
And how did you find the game? Did you enjoy it? A really tough physical match up onto the post for you. A good one to go out on?
Yeah, definitely. I love playing the Bell brothers. They're both insane players, and the shooting was just incredible from the whole of the Nomads team today.
We spoke to Sarah Jane, head coach of Trojans before the game. She was saying she really wanted to give you a really good send-off. So it feels as if that's coming. So hopefully you're still proud to be a Trojan. I'm sure they'll welcome you back if you ever decide.
My badge of pride, you know.
Any chance we might ever see you again in the future, or maybe just a hiatus, or is this
maybe,
it?
Yeah. So we're going to go build a bit of muscle so my body can take more, and we'll see what happens.
George, you're a well-loved korfball player, not just at Trojans, but I'm sure throughout, particularly at Bearston as well, I know. So great to have you. Thanks for talking to us.
Amazing. Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with Nomads winning pair, Ellis Bassam and Libby Thomas. Ellis, you were here last year, you didn't quite do it. How does it feel for you as an individual and as a club to finally get that bronze medal around your neck?
It feels amazing. It's been a hard season this year, like a lot of the commitment choices for me with work and that this year it felt different. It felt very different. We had the grit. We've beaten before, we've done it again. I'm just over the moon.
Yeah, I'm just going to develop on that a little bit. So you know you had the tools to beat them from early on in the season. You were able to do that the season before. Just what is it about this Nomads team that really gives Trojans a hard day?
I think it's just the...
I think it's our height collectively, and I think we're very well matched individually. We're very well matched individually to the other players, so we can cancel each other out.
And we've been playing each other like there's been a consistent squad. Whereas, and I'm not saying Trojans had a consistent squad, but we've been playing on every season the same with new people. So it's the chemistry with us.
Okay. And obviously you've got a little bit of intel with Neela Brennan being your coach during the normal season. Now Libby, you went up against her today.
Yeah.
How was that as a player of hers going up against your coach in such an important game?
It was very difficult. I know her, I know how she plays, and you just have to get as close as possible, but she's so tricky, and it was a very tough match, but it was worth it.
And now you've got a place in Europe. How are you going to prepare for that, moving on, taking Nomads that one step further in European competition?
We'll probably do some summer training, yeah, and then just play how we play. If we play like that today, I'm sure European teams will struggle.
Okay, very well done today. Go and celebrate. Very well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.